should soon have the Marco Polo. Liaison Conference. Vickers Berthier. The Bratana Roads? What? Oh! Oh, the Maui. Royal Australian Artillery, probably got New Guineas. There's actually something that made me laugh where there's an achievement for Australia to nuke its own cores. Now, to do that, you have to let the enemy take a core, take a territory of yours you've got a core on, and then nuke it. So, you actually have to let them have some ground, which I kind of love the idea of, but I'm terrified at the same time. And it's something like the Third Emu War, or something like that. We'll go up to like 20 and then we'll cast off training. So we're actually quite far along anyway. Actually, we got the engineering company, didn't we? We've got a recon company we can add in. I forgot about you. But it's going to take support equipment, which we're not exactly low on, but we're not getting too quickly. Oh, didn't see these. Ah, yes, yes. Ah, you have no idea how much happy that makes me. Just be able to look at it like this, as opposed to, okay, I'll do 3 different lines of artillery. Just to handle all the factories I've got. It's a miracle. I mean, I can see why that one was there, because at the end, like when you got like 300 factories, and you try to organise them all, it could be a bit of a pain. Just saying. Now getting the military factories up, which has taken a while, but, you know, factories are factories. You need 1, you need 4, you need 4. We're actually overdoing it, so we can probably dedicate it to some anti-tank. Yeah. But we're going to set this group up first, and then we're going to split that off and get some Alpine put in there. Because the Alpine line is going to need a hand. Thing is, it's a minor bonus, but if you put in like a single mountaineer group, like this is when you go more. This is what, 4x3, so that's 12. 12 gets you 35. Let's go on to Division Infantry in Mountain. It's Mountain, right? That's Hills. In Hills, we just have a defense of 8.9. If we change one of these out for a mountaineer group, attack goes up 2.2. So, really, changing this up, just have one mountaineer can make a big difference. Just defense of 1.5, defense of 1.1. Why do we do 2? Wrong thing. Yeah. It's actually quite good, so I can actually see myself using like special force lights more often. Though it would take a bit of a change considering how they've set them up to begin with. That's how I've got to deal with. Alright, mobilise you 2, mobilise you 2, we'll mobilise you, that cuts you off, so I've got 1 division in training. It does make it easier overall, no economy, even if it's just waiting on... What? Oh, it's not done yet, okay. So when do these actually finish? I think over here it says? 242 days. Really? Okay. Not gonna question it. If it wasn't the early days of this and I was still planning things out, I would actually do some of these. Well, the anti-communist raid might be good, but I can probably get stability out of them, improve worker conditions. I don't know. God damn it. There's a lot to think on and actually plan out now. But I do think stability now means a lot more overall. There's Levy en masse. So let's grab Grand Batterie, which will help out artillery. As soon as... When these 3 are done, we're going to commit 1 to engineers, 1 to machine tools, and 1 to concentrated industry. Actually, wait, it's 37, isn't it? Yeah, commit to this and commit to this. And What was your first going to do? Engineers, yeah. Because we do need them as soon as we can, really. There's a big gap between 36 and 39, so we've got time for them. Do I still need to train? Can I look at this in terms of who's trained what? Well, we've got a lot of free bar here. I do think I'm better off leaving him training for a bit, especially we've got some. I think there's some 1 bar here, haven't we? Yeah, 2 1 bars. Who are actually not far from going up, so. But now we get the support gear out, and then we start working on the forts, which are going to take a while, but this is one of those things we're going to have to deal with. I think with the next change we should grab the backstabber, backstabber, because this guy gives us physical power gain as well. It's not a lot; it's an extra 5%, but 5% is big right now. I believe it takes us from 5.3 to 6.5, which is actually bigger than it sounds. And with our stability going up, it will actually help us out a bit more as well. Okay, Spain, seriously. Now he's wasting time. I don't even know where the German... Oh, look, there's a Russian group. With the trench coat. Okay, guys, seriously, I know that you're in, like, a winter environment normally. This isn't your home. Yeah. Oh, but wasn't that I thought it'd be? I don't know what to say, really. It's just like, we're waiting around, waiting for things to happen. Like, the next thing that's going to happen is we get Grand Battery, and then we might have Statenland. Then you've got army innovations. There's not really a decision we've got to make until Statenland comes up. Or the London Agreement, I think it's called? Peace in Our Time. Where we basically sold the Czechoslovakians down the river. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm British, I can say it. We sold the Czechoslovakians out. A dream that was never going to be. Just because we thought it was going to be peace in our time didn't mean it was going to be. Then again, I'm modern. I look back on things and know how things end. Yeah, don't bollocks. Yeah. Just getting stuff all over myself now. Oh, 150. Okay, let's go with the backstabber. 6.4. I wasn't that far off. Stability's still going up, so I think stability is actually a big effect than I thought. Admittedly, I like the idea of stability. It's annoying me though. Still get rid of this the better. So, what's this? MEFO bills. Promissory notes created by Siegfried to enable the government to fund rearmament, acting through a balance sheet entity Metallurgische Forschungsgesellschaft to hide this rearmament from French and British eyes. Bills must be extended for 6 months periods, or their recipients will be paid when they are full due. Ah, okay. What's this one? Because this looks new. Autarky gives you basically construction speed on factories and dockyards, anything builds. General staff we know. Bitterloos that I know. And you give them political power anyway. Yeah. So that counts that, really. You got Vittoria Modelia. Italia, whatever. Japan has new things, I believe. Liaison conference. Fighting skill of new army leads +1. Wow. Guide to Zaibatsus. Daily physical. Trade law cost, economy cost. Wow. That could hurt. Research time up. Surveying. Okay. So really go to war a lot. Really? stations, wisdom sort of thing. What the heck is this? Create a faction, the East, Greater East Asian Co-Conspiracy Fear. Well, that leads into Marco Polo. Why am I suddenly worried? I mean, Marco Polo is the big one. Oh, hello. So you're weaker against Chinese. There's the Marco Polo bridge instance. Oh, that removes Marco Polo. Then develop China, okay. Into artillery, and the cannon's done, so... I want to go here and grab this. I want to go here and grab this. And I also want to go here and grab this. With what I've got now, I do actually want to set up an anti-tank thing. Anti-tank thing. This will actually help us out a ton, because then when we get our groups upgraded a bit, we can add support anti-tank, which it always helps, and then we swap one of these out for an all anti-tank group. And then when we get more experience, not a lot, but still, 1 daily, wow. 0.1 daily, rather. When we get this going, then we can actually just add in another anti-tank. And with that anti-tank, we actually become a very respectable group. Our defense isn't exactly the best in the world, but against tanks, we've got the piercing and the hard attack. Against infantry, we've got the soft attack, we've got the infantry to take the damage. Really, we just need something to break through, and that's where we're going to get a tank group set up. Which I actually tempted to go medium tank this time. Like, I can see the benefits of medium tanks. No, that's an artillery piece. I can see the benefit of medium tanks. I'm not going to deny that I can. My one real debate with them, really, is, are they going to be worthwhile for my playstyle? Because I tend to just do heavy tanks and just let them blitz a line. Medium tanks seem to be better at like all-round stuff. Light tanks are better for punching holes and exploiting that. And then if I do that, then I could just do towed artillery instead of SPGs. Throwing a tank destroyer there, the enemy seems to be filling a lot of tanks, that kind of thing. Then again, I'm using heavy tanks, I tend to have a good enough piercing anyway. It's one of those things I have to decide on. Like, I don't like how this game. Like, I know I bitched about this a while ago. Like I said, the AI is crap. They've actually like done a lot of work, from what I can tell, to make the AI better. It's not as much of a pushover, and this is actually probably one of the hardest majors to play, because if you play the Italians, you've got the Germans on side who can pretty much do everything for you. If you're playing Britain, you've got to hold the seas, which you can do with probably naval bombers, fighters, that kind of thing. You're just outmatched by German industry, and you've got to hold off till the Americans join. And probably the Russians at the same time. You've also got the hold the Raj, which the British Raj should be able to do a lot for. And North Africa, you can play the Italians out quite quick. I wish I was even kidding. I think something's happened in Ireland. No, there's a lot of things that can work for you in this. Really, I just look at it and go, how are you going to play a thing? Well, Britain, Italian East Africa you take out, and then you just hold this off, force it back if you can. Vichy should form, which isn't at war with you, it's neutral, so you push the Italians out of North Africa, and Africa's pretty much secure. The British Raj is the one that's going to come under fire the most, because Japan. And if you can take Indochina, the Great Pacific War is probably the hardest front you've got. And then that's just because of China. If the Japanese haven't got China as their puppets, it's not that hard. If they have them as the puppets, then it's actually a very difficult war to fight. And I'm just fiddling with things to burn time. I actually missed the days like when this was starting off. Admittedly, I'm not looking to become famous. I'll say that now. I'm looking just to have fun and hope like people enjoy my stuff. But I thought I'd actually get a lot more views to my stuff when I started. I don't mean that in a big-headed way. I just thought it'd be like, okay, you're the first guy on YouTube who's put this stuff up. I don't think I was the first guy. I think I was like one of the early ones who I literally recorded the day I got it. I thought people would actually look at the stuff and go, hey, this guy, yeah, he's actually playing this quite well, yeah. And was the first one I played? Britain. Like, I'm not an expert at this game. At times I do wish I had more people watching me, but that's neither here nor there. I actually found that something amazing. My moniker, Northern Crusader, I actually picked it because on one of the tanks in the European server, my nickname was, my username was Northern Cross. And I thought, you know, when I went on the US server to play with friends, I actually changed it, because Northern Cross was taken, obviously, to Northern Crusader. I found out this week that there was a crusade that my hometown actually contributed quite a bit to in the Baltic, for Sweden, Lithuania, that kind of area. It was called the Northern Crusade. So, I accidentally picked a name that fits my hometown. Joy. I seem to do that a lot, like accidentally picked fitting names. I don't know how I do it, that's the worst bit. Just remind me if it's 0.3? 0.3, yeah. Which is actually quite a big map, by the way. Now, I just seem to ironically pick names that fit perfectly for who I am. Which is kind of scary. Like, before I even played Warhammer, like, my old name was the Blade of Chaos. I'd never played Warhammer before. I'd definitely never played Chaos before. And I went Blade of Chaos. That's a thing in Warhammer. So it's a thing in God of War. And I can tell you for sure, I have never played a God of War game. I had a mercenary group called Ravenwing in some of my material. And there's a Ravenwing in Warhammer, Space Marines, which was a bit of a bitch, but... I actually think there was also a Raven in Mag, which... Mag was, it's an old game now, jeez, it's already dead. It stood for Massive Action Gamer. It was basically a massively multiplayer online shooter. And it was on consoles, like PS3. It was that game we got like 256 versus 256. It wasn't all that impressive. It was literally just pick a side, that's what you get. By the way, Russians have the most powerful gear. I'm going to call them Americans because the Raven... Well, you had the Hindenburg incident, which... A hitch! Yay! But you had like the Raven, who were Central, North and South. They were basically the Americas. Like Central, South America, that kind of thing. You had Valor, who were North America, and Sever, who were like the Russians and Middle East, that kind of area. And it turned out like they had basically themes like Valor were US Army vets, Sever were I say ganglanders, but like they weren't formally military trained. They were just raised with, I guess, militia training is the best way of putting it. And Raven, who were like the tech kids, like they trained their army, their groups, with technology, with like VR stuff, that kind of thing. But then it pretty much turned out that like Valor had like the all-round gear, stuff you could rely on in all circumstances. Raven had rate of fire, but it was low damage. It just worked out they had to put a lot of fire onto them in one go. And Sever had the highest damage gear. So, and then the maps were actually very badly made. So much so that for the longest time, Sever dominated all the contracts. So, you know. Shows how well made that game was. It was a fun game. I actually missed it. Like, I would love to have another game like that, but I don't think I could do it on PC. Because I'm not I say I'm not a PC gamer. I'm not a skilled PC gamer. If that makes any sense. Like, I do this for just fun. I don't play shooters on PC. I think the only one I played is I played Wolfenstein, which I need to get back into that because I need to do because I'm thinking of doing a let's play for that. And what was the other one? It was some indie game where you got like spaceships and tanks and that kind of thing. And it was really neat, but it was kind of repetitive at times. The player base wasn't really there to make it work. And then I'm playing on with American friends on American servers, and they're expecting me to be accurate. It's like, I'm accurate, I'll throw a grenade at them. The explosion will get them. No, he didn't. I think I blew my friend down the back. I'm a weird guy. I'll admit it. Right, how are we actually getting over this? 6-5. This should be nearly done. Actually, no, it should be nowhere near done, so we've done 4. I think 70 days is 10 weeks, so 1 to 4. We're going to get one more, which I'm probably going to make Metropolitan France, and then we get one started, which finishes after we get government reforms finished. I think July we're going to stop training. Because we need to get these guys restocked and reformed. Oh well, let's split this up. There we go, Spanish Civil War's over. Alright, we need fortifications. We actually need to build them on the Swiss borders. Yeah, the Spanish Civil War, yay. We don't join until like 1944 now. Just in case things go wrong. Like, honestly, I don't intend on having this war finished before they do Operation Totenboom. And it's not so much my lack of skill, it's just my lack of mobility with my army. Because I do a lot of damage, but it's gotta go piecemeal. And I've gotta make sure that I don't overextend my line. Because that will hurt if I do. Like, I've had so many games that's failed just because I've overextended the line. They've pushed through a hole, and I've got to scramble back before they get to the Maginot, my level 10 forts. Did something there.